Why do folks over 70 throw away 80% of their stuff and, well, end up gaining 10 years of stress-free living? Decluttering isn't just about tidying up, it's about making space for a better life. If you're over 70, take a look around your home for a moment. Do you see closets packed with clothes you haven't worn in years? Drawers stuffed with things you forgot you owned? Or boxes piled up in the garage? What feels like just stuff could actually be stealing your peace, your space, and even your health. Studies show that clutter increases stress, raises the risk of falls, and keeps you from truly enjoying your golden years. But here's the surprising truth. Many seniors are choosing to let go of nearly 80% of what they own. And the result isn't loss, it's freedom. Imagine clearing away decades of unnecessary weight and suddenly feeling like you've added 10 extra years of stress-free living. Today, I'll show you exactly why this works and how you can start. Today, you're going to discover exactly why so many people over 70 are finally choosing to let go of the clutter that's been holding them back. In this video, I'll walk you through 3 powerful reasons seniors are downsizing and finding more freedom. 2 simple decluttering strategies you can start right now without feeling overwhelmed. And finally, 1 life-changing mindset shift that makes the whole process easier and even enjoyable. Each step is designed to help you feel lighter, safer, and more in control of your life. And stay with me until the end, because the final strategy is the one most seniors say completely transformed their homes and their happiness. If you're ready to reset your life after 70, this is where it begins. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss more practical, life-changing tips designed to help you live stress-free and fulfilled in your best years. Reason number 1, physical freedom. One of the biggest reasons seniors over 70 are choosing to declutter is physical freedom. When you think about it, clutter isn't just stuff sitting around, it's an obstacle course inside your own home. Every pile of boxes in the hallway, every chair stacked with clothes, every drawer that refuses to close properly, it all makes moving around harder than it needs to be. Let's imagine 2 very different mornings. In one, you wake up and shuffle down a narrow hallway. On the floor, there's a bag of old magazines waiting to trip you. In the corner, stacks of boxes push you into the wall as you try to walk past. The simple act of getting to the kitchen feels like navigating a maze. Now imagine the same hallway after a declutter reset. Clean, open, and safe. You walk with ease, shoulders relaxed, no fear of stumbling. Which morning sounds better to you? This is the power of decluttering. It gives you back freedom of movement. For many people over 70, this isn't just about convenience, it's about safety. Studies show that seniors face a much higher risk of falls in cluttered homes. A single stumble can mean months of recovery or even loss of independence. Clearing out unused items means you're reducing those risks dramatically. And it's not just tripping hazards. Clutter makes cleaning harder, which can affect your health in other ways. Dust gathers in piles of old books and boxes. Mold hides behind unused furniture. Suddenly your home isn't just crowded, it's working against your well-being. By decluttering, you make it easier to keep your environment fresh and healthy. A clear space is simpler to clean, and a clean space means better air, fewer allergens, and more comfort every single day. But let's also talk about how clutter weighs you down physically and emotionally at the same time. Think about how your body feels when you walk into a messy room. Your shoulders might tense up. Your breathing might feel heavier. Now contrast that with walking into a bright open room. Your body immediately feels lighter, calmer, and more relaxed. Seniors who declutter often describe it as removing a physical weight from their lives, even though all they did was remove extra objects. Here's a real-life example. One gentleman, aged 74, admitted he was afraid to walk from his bedroom to the bathroom at night. His hallway had boxes stacked on one side and a chair with clothes on the other. The path was so narrow that if he lost his balance, he would fall. After his daughter encouraged him to donate and throw away what he no longer needed, he cleared that hallway in one weekend. He later said, "I feel like I've added 5 years to my life just by making my home safe again. That's the gift of physical freedom." Decluttering also helps maintain independence. As we age, one of the biggest fears is losing the ability to live in our own home. But think about it. When clutter fills every room, everyday tasks like sweeping, cooking, or even finding your keys become exhausting. Many seniors move to assisted living facilities not because they truly need medical help, but because their homes have become overwhelming. Decluttering makes it easier to age in place, in comfort, and on your own terms. And it doesn't have to happen all at once. You don't need to empty your house in a single weekend. Start small. Maybe it's clearing one corner of the living room so you have a safe place to stretch or walk. Maybe it's finally moving that stack of boxes that's been blocking the hallway. Each small step opens more room for you to move freely, and every bit of space you reclaim adds to your physical independence. Now I want you to imagine something powerful. Picture yourself walking through your home without hesitation. No piles to step over, no worries about tripping, no stress about cleaning. Just open, welcoming spaces that make you feel safe and light. This is what physical freedom looks like after decluttering. And I want to ask you, have you ever had a moment where clutter made daily life harder? Maybe you stubbed your toe on a box or nearly tripped over something left on the floor. Share your story in the comments below. You'd be surprised how many others are going through the same struggles, and your story might just inspire someone else to take that first step toward freedom. Because at the end of the day, decluttering isn't just about having a tidy home. It's about protecting your health, your independence, and your ability to live with ease. Physical freedom is the first and most powerful gift that comes when you finally decide to let go of the things that no longer serve you. And here's the best part. The physical freedom you gain often leads to a deeper kind of freedom too. The kind that lifts your mind and emotions. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. Clutter doesn't just crowd your home, it clutters your mind. For many people over 70, the real weight of too much stuff isn't physical, it's emotional. Every drawer stuffed with papers, every closet crammed with clothes, every box filled with keepsakes sends a silent message. You still need to deal with me. And that constant reminder creates stress you might not even realize you're carrying. Think about it. Each time you walk past that stack of old letters, you think, I should sort through those someday. Every time you open a closet and see clothes from 30 years ago, you sigh and think, maybe I'll wear them again. These small thoughts pile up like the clutter itself, creating what experts call decision fatigue. Too many items means too many tiny choices, and that, honestly, drains your energy. This is why so many seniors describe clutter as exhausting. It's not just the dust or the piles, it's the constant mental tug-of-war over what to keep, what to toss, and what to do later. But, later never comes. And so the stress quietly builds day after day. Now here's where nostalgia comes in. Most seniors don't hang on to things because they're lazy or disorganized. They hold on because every item seems to carry a memory. Children's toys, old work tools, handwritten letters, or souvenirs from trips taken decades ago. Letting go feels like erasing part of your history. But here's the truth. Decluttering isn't about losing memories. It's about honoring them. Let me share an example. One woman, 72 years old, had 20 boxes of old family photos stored in her garage. For years, she felt guilty every time she looked at them. She knew she'd never go through all those boxes, but she couldn't bring herself to throw them away. Finally, with the help of her daughter, she decided to keep only the most meaningful ones. Together they created a single memory album with her favorite pictures, the ones that truly made her smile. The rest, she let go. Do you know what she said afterward? She didn't feel loss. She felt relief. She finally had a way to enjoy her memories without the guilt of 20 unopened boxes hanging over her. Her words were simple. Now, instead of feeling overwhelmed by the past, I get to celebrate it every day. That's the magic of decluttering. It transforms guilt into gratitude. Instead of drowning in a sea of what-ifs and maybes, you choose what matters most and let that bring you peace. And the mental relief doesn't stop there. A clear space creates a calm mind. Imagine walking into a living room where every surface is covered. Magazines, old decorations, random papers. Now imagine the same room after a reset. Just a few cherished photos, a cozy chair and open space. Which one feels calmer? Which one makes your breathing slow and your shoulders relax? The difference is night and day. Many seniors discover that decluttering not only lowers their stress, but also helps them sleep better, focus more, and even feel happier day to day. Why? Because every item you release is one less decision, one less responsibility, one less burden weighing on your mind. Here's another thing. Clutter often carries hidden emotions. Guilt, regret, or even sadness. Maybe you keep clothes that no longer fit because you feel guilty about the money you spent. Maybe you hold on to broken appliances because throwing them out feels wasteful. Or maybe you've kept your children's belongings long after they moved out. Not because you need them, but because part of you misses those years. Decluttering allows you to process those emotions and move forward. You're not throwing away love or memories. You're choosing to keep the most precious parts while freeing yourself from the rest. Now let's pause for a moment. I'd like to ask you, do you have something in your home that you've kept for years? Not because you use it, but because you feel guilty or nostalgic about it? If so, share it in the comments. You'll see you're not alone. Many others are wrestling with the exact same feelings. And here's the key. When you let go of the unnecessary, you create space for peace. Seniors who declutter often say their homes feel lighter, calmer, and more welcoming. It's not about losing the past. It's about making room for joy in the present. Because remember, the things you keep should serve you, not weigh you down. Your memories live in your heart, not in every single object stored in the attic. By choosing the best, most meaningful items, you're creating a legacy of love without drowning in clutter. And here's something important. Many seniors say this emotional relief is even more powerful than the physical freedom. It's like lifting an invisible weight you didn't know you were carrying. But we're not done yet. Because while physical and emotional relief are huge benefits, there's another reason to declutter, one that almost nobody expects. And it's the reason that surprises nearly everyone over 70 who decides to start fresh. That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next section. Reason number 3, creating room for joy and independence. Decluttering doesn't just take things away, it gives something back. And what it gives you is perhaps the most precious gift of all, room for joy and independence. When your home is filled wall to wall with items you rarely use, it limits what you can actually do with your space. Every hobby, every gathering, every new activity is quietly pushed aside by piles of the past. But once you let go of what no longer serves you, you create room for the life you truly want to live now. Let's imagine this together. Picture your garage. For many seniors, it's packed with old furniture, boxes of decorations, or tools that haven't been touched in decades. The space is technically there, but it's unusable. Now imagine clearing that garage. Suddenly, it's no longer a storage unit. Instead, it becomes a bright open space for painting, woodworking, yoga, or even hosting your grandchildren for a weekend project. That transformation isn't about losing anything, it's about gaining possibilities. Here's another example. A couple in their 70s downsized their belongings so they could turn a cluttered spare room into a music space. The husband pulled out his old guitar, the wife set up a keyboard, and together they started playing again after years of silence. They didn't just clear a room, they reclaimed a passion that brought them joy every single week. And you know, this joy has a deeper effect than you might realize. Studies show that seniors who stay active, physically, mentally and socially, tend to live longer, healthier lives. Less clutter means less stress, more space to move freely, and fewer barriers to hobbies that keep your body and mind engaged. It's not just about having fun, it's about longevity. Think about it, when your environment is heavy, your energy feels heavy too. But when your environment is light, open, and filled only with things that matter, your energy rises. You naturally want to move more, create more, invite people in, and actually enjoy the space you live in. For some, decluttering even opens the door to downsizing, moving into a smaller, easier-to-manage home. This step alone often brings tremendous independence. Instead of spending hours each week cleaning and maintaining a large house, seniors can enjoy simpler living, lower expenses, and more freedom to travel, visit friends, or explore new interests. Downsizing isn't about giving up, it's about creating a lifestyle that fits where you are now, not where you were decades ago. Let me share a story. One gentleman, 76 years old, decided to finally declutter his basement. For years, it had been a storage space for broken chairs, holiday boxes, and old appliances. After a month of steady progress, he turned that same basement into a workshop for model trains, a hobby he loved as a boy. His eyes lit up as he described the joy of finally having room to create again. "It feels like I'm 12 years old every time I go down there," he said. "That's the power of reclaiming your space. It brings joy, energy, and independence back into your life." But here's the deeper truth. Clutter steals more than space, it steals opportunity. Opportunity to host friends without embarrassment. Opportunity to try a new hobby without searching for space. Opportunity to live each day with ease instead of frustration. When you clear away clutter, you don't just gain room, you gain choices. And choices are the foundation of independence. You decide how to use your space. You decide what brings joy. You decide what stays and what goes. At 70, 80, or even 90, you deserve that freedom. Now let's turn this back to you. Imagine your own home. What would you do with the extra space if clutter wasn't in the way? Would you create a quiet corner to read in peace? Set up a table for puzzles or crafts? Or maybe you'd simply enjoy hosting family dinners without the stress of clearing mountains of stuff first. Take a moment to picture it, because that vision, that's what's waiting on the other side of decluttering. And I'd love to hear from you. What hobby or joy would you love to make space for if clutter wasn't in the way? Share it in the comments below. You might inspire someone else to imagine their own new beginning. Because here's the secret. Decluttering isn't just about getting rid of things. It's about creating space for what matters most. It's about rediscovering passions, connecting with others, and enjoying the freedom to live on your terms. And the seniors who experience this transformation often say the joy they feel is worth far more than the items they let go. The independence they regain gives them confidence, and the energy they find makes them feel younger, lighter, and more alive. But here's the thing, this reason surprises many people. Most expect decluttering to simply tidy up a room. But when you see how it can completely reshape your lifestyle, your health, and your happiness, it becomes something much bigger than just cleaning up. And yet, there's still one more piece to this puzzle, the most important part. Because while physical freedom and emotional relief are powerful, and while creating space for joy and independence is life-changing, there's a final shift that truly unlocks everything. It's not about the items in your home, it's about the way you think. And this next mindset shift is what makes decluttering last a lifetime. Now that we've talked about why so many seniors are letting go of their things, physical freedom, emotional relief, and creating space for joy, it's time to get practical. Because here's the truth, decluttering can feel overwhelming. If you look around your home and see decades of belongings stacked in every corner, the thought of tackling it all at once might stop you before you even begin. That's why I want to share with you one of the simplest yet most effective strategies. The 5-item rule. Here's how it works. Every single day, you just choose 5 items in your home that you no longer use, no longer need, or no longer love. That's it, 5 things. They don't have to be big, and they definitely don't have to be perfect choices. They just have to be items that don't serve you anymore. Think about how easy that is. You could start with 5 old magazines from the coffee table, or maybe 5 shirts you haven't worn in years, or even 5 kitchen gadgets gathering dust in a drawer. Some days you might even look around and find 5 things in just one corner of a room. It doesn't have to be dramatic, it just has to be consistent. Now let's do the math. If you remove 5 items every day, in just 1 month, you'll have cleared out 150 items. That's 150 things gone effortlessly, without stress, without hours of exhausting work, and without feeling like you're giving up your whole weekend. And if you keep it up for a year, that's over 1,800 items gone from your home. Imagine how much lighter your space and your life would feel after that. The beauty of the 5-item rule is that it prevents overwhelm. When you tell yourself, I have to clean the entire garage or I need to declutter my whole house, the task feels too big, too heavy, and just too draining. But when you say, I'll just pick 5 things today, suddenly it feels doable. Small steps create big change over time. And here's something important. The 5-item rule also trains your mind to think differently about your belongings. Each time you ask yourself, do I really use this? Do I really love this? Does this serve me anymore? You're practicing the skill of letting go. It gets easier with each choice. Let me give you a story to make this real. One senior woman felt completely paralyzed by the thought of decluttering her home. She had lived there for 45 years, and every room was filled with memories. When she started the 5-item rule, she admitted that at first the items she chose were small, an old pair of shoes, a cracked vase, some expired spices from the kitchen. But over time something shifted. Each day she grew more confident. Within 6 months she had let go of over 900 items, and the change in her home was astonishing. More importantly, the change in her spirit was even greater. She said, I don't feel stuck anymore, I feel free. And here's the best part, this strategy doesn't just declutter your house, it declutters your mind. Instead of feeling guilty about a giant project you should be doing, you can feel proud of the small, steady progress you're making every day. That sense of momentum builds, and soon you'll find yourself excited to pick your 5 items each morning. Now, I want you to picture your own home. Imagine opening a drawer and seeing only the things you actually use. Imagine a closet where every item hanging is something you wear and feel good in. Imagine a kitchen where you can find everything you need without digging through clutter. That's what the 5-item rule creates, one small step at a time. So let me ask you, if you had to pick 5 items right now to let go of, what would they be? Take a moment to think about it and then share your answer in the comments. You might be surprised how freeing it feels just to name those 5 things, and by sharing, you might inspire someone else to get started too. The truth is, decluttering doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't require a huge cleaning spree or a massive donation truck pulling up to your door. It just requires consistency. 5 items a day, 150 a month, nearly 2,000 a year. That's how you transform your home and your life. And remember, the goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. Each item you release is one less burden, one less obstacle, one step closer to a lighter, freer life. This is why the 5-item rule is so powerful. It gives you a clear, simple path to follow without the overwhelm. And once you start, you'll notice that it not only makes your home feel better, but it also makes you feel better, calmer, more in control, and more independent. And here's the exciting part. The 5-item rule is just the beginning, because once you build the habit of daily progress, you'll be ready to tackle bigger projects. And that brings us to the next strategy, a simple method that gives you visible results fast and creates momentum you can build on. Here's something powerful to remember. Decluttering isn't really about losing things, it's about gaining freedom. Too often when we think about letting go of belongings, our minds immediately go to loss. We think, but what if I need this one day? Or this item reminds me of my past. And that's natural, objects hold memories. But here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Decluttering is not about erasing your history, it's about making space for the life you want today. Think of it like a reset button. You're not throwing away your past, you're simply clearing away the clutter that no longer serves you so you can fully enjoy your present. Every drawer you empty, every box you donate, every shelf you simplify. It's not just about having less, it's about living more. Here's the transformation. Instead of walking into a room and feeling weighed down by stuff, imagine walking in and feeling calm, light and free. Instead of spending hours cleaning, you spend minutes and then use the rest of your time doing things you love. Gardening, traveling, spending time with grandchildren, or even just enjoying a peaceful cup of tea in a tidy space. This is why so many people over 70 describe decluttering as if they've gained 10 extra years of stress-free living. They feel younger, lighter and more independent because their surroundings no longer hold them back. So the real question isn't, what will I lose if I let go of this? The real question is, what joy, freedom and peace will I gain? What would freedom look like for you if clutter wasn't holding you back? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your vision. If this video inspired you, hit the like button and share it with someone who might need a fresh start too. Decluttering isn't just about clearing space, it's about reclaiming peace and freedom. And if you want more simple ways to reset life after 60, make sure to subscribe and check out our next video. You don't want to miss it.